Hello, I'm Charles Gross,
And I'm Leslie Hoban Blake.
and this is Two on the Aisle First Impressions. And tonight we are talking about musicals in Mufti at the York Theatre. Subways Are for Sleeping by Comden and Green and Jules Stein.
Yes, this is the second of the three.
The third of the three, actually.
This is the second one that we saw. There were three altogether. Yes, we saw Bar Mitzvah Boy and Subways Are for Sleeping.
Right. And this is the first production of it since it opened in 1962.
60 something.
Right. And this basically it's about a bunch of people, homeless people who live in the subways, but they're not your typical homeless people in that they are well educated, they're well dressed, and they have a pretty good system of survival.
It's interesting because I don't remember the 60s being a time of homeless people. So it was written by, it's based on a book by a man named Edmund Lowe, who was a homeless person and wrote this book. And they didn't all go to the subways. They stayed in warehouses. According to this, they stayed all over the place.
Including the Metropolitan Museum.
But at night, subways were the best place for sleeping, and subways were even safe, I guess, once upon a time, or they wouldn't have been able to do it.
I guess, and it's an enjoyable show. It's probably better known for an infamous stunt that the producer pulled, and we'll discuss that on Two on the Aisle. But all in all, they had 36 hours, not 36, they had about a week to do this.
Yeah, 5 days, 36 hours. That's exactly what he said.
And all in all, I had a good time. You may have to suspend, your belief. You may have to say, "Well, I'm in Mayor De Blasio's other New York."
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it was an enjoyable evening.
There's a hit song, and it comes once in a lifetime. If there hasn't, 92 women in dresses and men in beautiful suits have done that in their cabaret act. So that's what marks it. It's a classic, know.
Good cast. Good direction,
Lovely,
and we will
yeah.
go into a little more detail on an upcoming Two on the Aisle. This is First Impressions.